.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL. It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Can I get Grandma? We can't just leave her here. Stop, Tracy.
Welcome in, everyone. It's Friday morning here on Talkback on KSYL. What a difference 24 hours make. And for the people down in Avoyelles Parish, just an absolutely stunning, heartbreaking, horrific day as what they're calling 1,000-year flood just tore things up down there and left a lot of people with homes that have been severely damaged, if not ruined. And they'll be starting a cleanup process throughout the day and coming weeks here today. Good morning, everyone. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell. Well, you had a busy day yesterday, to say the least.
Yeah, we got the reports that it was pretty bad over in Avoyelles Parish around lunch or so. It was happening before then. But me and my drone guy, JT, we hopped in his truck and started driving down 71 from LSUA, trying to go that way through Bunkie. Bunkie was just raining pretty hard, some pockets of water, nothing too bad. But once we hit Cottonport, Evergreen, you started to see some major flooding there. The Why Not Stop in Cottonport looked like just a river flowing. It was insane. And then once you get into Mansoura, even worse, downtown completely flooded. We saw some water rescues. You can check out those videos on my page, Stephen Maxwell TV, or on Cenla Broadcasting and Facebook, or on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So pretty horrible stuff.
Yes, to say the least. And they're saying that those areas had gotten around 25 to 30 inches of rain. I mean, think about that. My goodness. We've seen this before in Central Louisiana. It's when these systems will just carry a ton of rain, and then for whatever reason, they just kind of park. They stop and they just dump water, endless inches of rain until they eventually move on. But by then, the damage has been done. Comparing it to what happened in Graham Parish back in like 2016, I remember out in Vernon Parish, they had similar incident where like Burf Ferry was basically underwater. We had the Baton Rouge flooding. That was, 2017-ish. Lafayette had some flooding back around that time as well. But they got like 30 inches over 3 days. This all happened in like one morning, basically. Because when we got off the air yesterday, we knew it was raining down there. But I would say by like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you were just hearing these reports and seeing these reports that people had of just the massive amount of flooding that was occurring.
Yeah, I've covered all those flooding situations, I think, that you named. And I think this one's the worst.
Wow.
Just the way it has happened so fast and unexpectedly. I mean, like you said, we were expecting rain, but just in a matter of time, I mean, people were flooded out. Luckily, and we'll play his interview later, Sheriff Dozot in Avoyelles Parish was telling us, thankfully, they haven't heard of any fatalities or really any significant injuries. So
pretty
that's
remarkable.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah,
he goes, there are a bunch of Cajuns out there, so they know how to take care of themselves.
That's true. All right, speaking of which, we've got the interview queued up. This is Sheriff David Dozot from Avoyelles Parish.
Devastating this morning. Avoyelles Parish.
Yeah, actually, I'm fixing to go to my 911 center and get some updates and look at the National Weather Service. I think we're expecting some rain today, maybe around noon or 2 p.m. Maybe between 1.5 inches and 1.75 inches. I'm not sure, but like I said, I'm fixing to go get some updates. And hopefully the water has started to recede a hair, but I don't know what the rain is going to do. So,
have you seen anything like this in Avoyelles Parish before?
No, sir. I've been in law enforcement for 25 years, and I've worked probably the parish as a trooper and a sheriff for the last 23. And I haven't seen anything like it before. I've never seen water just continue. You always had your low spots, where it would take water and kind of recede. But I never had, I never seen something around here where we had just such devastation and just water for miles, just flat water for miles. We're so flat over here. And we have a lot of bayous and low spots and sloughs and definitely something that, was I hope to never see again in this parish.
I know it's pretty widespread. We were out there yesterday, but what are some areas that just kind of like blew your mind? Like you just couldn't believe it. Some of the worst hit areas.
I pretty much I took a Hummer out yesterday morning, about 8 o'clock. I guess it started raining here in Marksville somewhere around 7, really hard, and kind of would slack up and start raining. And I left here in the Hummer, my chief deputy and I, and a couple of my trustees just to help people load stuff up and do things. And we got to, I'd say, Plocherville, around that Plocherville, DuPont area. Now, it was rough. I mean, I was in the Hummer and the water was inside the cab, probably just under my armpits.
Oh my God!
Some places, yeah. I had to get some of the guys just to see where the road was at times, just to kind of spot me. But we managed to get a few people out. Well, probably a good bit of people out, and but yeah, it was something else. And I'm glad we had a good presence out there between state police, wildlife and fisheries, other sheriffs assisted me. Grant Parish called early that morning, offered his services, brought some airboats. Numerous sheriffs offered Point Capiz in a high water truck. There was just a lot of people that took part. Plus, that's one good thing I could say in Louisiana is we have a bunch of Cajuns, and they know how to take care of themselves pretty much. So that helps a lot. It's just the elderly and maybe people that are unfortunate doesn't have vehicles or something like that.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. What's the plan for this morning and the rest of today?
Well, like I said, I'm going to go see what the National Weather Service is going to say. And because if it comes back, and it's not receding very much, then you have, almost a couple of inches on top of that. And yesterday, I didn't think we were supposed to get what we got. It's like it just wouldn't move. It was, when I looked at the weather earlier that morning, it said like about 10:30 it was going to be out of here. And it didn't stop raining where I was at till about 3:30 that afternoon.
Any injuries or fatalities? Anything you can report?
No, we were very fortunate that I'm aware of. Like I said, a lot of people take care of themselves, but I'm not aware of anything. There were a couple of close calls. People were traveling in vehicles. They should have turned around, and there just wasn't enough barricades to put in the parish. We called the police bureau, we called the state, but it was just so widespread. I mean, it was just about every road, and there just wasn't enough signs. And the law enforcement presence was pretty much working to get the people out. So it was kind of jumping from call to call.
Do you have any shelter information if people need to stay somewhere if their house is damaged?
Yeah, we opened up when it first happened. The fire chief in Mooresville, Scott Lemoyne, went ahead and opened his fire department just to house a few people until we can get something going. And then the Couchon Delay Center in Mansura, we opened that up for shelter. And we're going to see kind of what the numbers are this morning. I'm fixing to go do a little ride around in the back because, I'm very familiar with it from yesterday and working the parish for years. So I'm going to see what the water's doing and, go from there and see if we need another shelter, we'll open one up.
Tell us.
All right, again, that was Sheriff David Dozak from Avoyelles Parish. Stephen talked to him just a little bit ago.
Yeah, he's pretty busy this morning. They're hoping for the best with possible rain coming back through the area is what he was saying. And we hope not, but we'll be heading back out there as soon as this show is over and try and get some updates for you. If you're out there and need help, let us know, and we'll try and see what we can do.
Daryl Destel is the state representative for Marksville for Avoyelles Parish, and he is telling residents if their home or property experienced flooding to document all the damage with photographs and videos, and to keep any receipts related to cleanup, repairs, temporary housing, supplies, and other flood-related expenses. He says over the next few days he is going to establish a website where residents can upload the information. Having accurate documentation, he says, will be important as they work through recovery efforts and pursue any available assistance. He also says if you know someone who experienced flooding, to share that information with them so they can begin gathering documents now. And if you know someone who's in need of rescue or assistance due to the flooding, to post their location and contact information in the comments on his Facebook post. So, everybody's kind of springing into action, which is what we typically see happen in these sorts of occasions. But my goodness, it is really, really heartbreaking. Just anytime there are catastrophic events, floods, fires, hurricanes, tornadoes, and you see people basically have their lives just altered so severely and so instantly, it's just really tough to watch. And the thing about this storm is, I mean, you could have filled thousands of sandbags, and I don't know that it would have really done much to stop what happened. And what can you do? It's just one of those bizarre, like we said earlier, 1,000-year flood events that you don't usually get, and it just happened to come yesterday.
Yeah, man, Surrey was just wild to see. I mean, it was bad, and once you drove into it, it was just lakes in the middle of downtown. And for some reason, there was like 3 stalled out vehicles in front of the Family Dollar in downtown Mansura, if you want to call it downtown. Mm-hmm. And then there's this Volkswagen Beetle that just looked at it and said, screw it, and just drove straight through. I was up to past the windshield. And they stalled out, I think, for a minute, but I guess they kept going. I'm not sure, but I was like, of all the things, there was a stalled out SUV and 2 SUVs, I think, and the Beetle's like, yeah, I'm going to go. Don't do that. I would highly recommend to not do that, but people are going to do what they're going to do.
I know. I mean, you see people that'll drive in it, and I saw a video yesterday. A lady was kind of like narrating it, and she's like, "Oh, they're gonna drive through it. Oh, they're stalled." I was like,
it's just like, wow,
what are we doing here?
That's okay,
Yeah,
highly dangerous.
Yeah. So I was reading Nick Mikulas's post about it, and he, if you go back a couple days, was saying we could have some major rain. And I know that he's very cautious about what kind of predictions to make. If you go out there and say, hey, Avoyelles Parish is going to get 30 inches of rain coming up in the next couple days, people might start to panic a little bit. Again, what can you really do?
Yeah.
But he did say at least 10 inches or more. And obviously it ended up being like 3 times forward. We have more rain in the forecast. Will it exceed this terrifying new benchmark for our area? It won't, but we could see some heavy rain. He says as he sees it now, we'll get a batch of storms this afternoon with another early Saturday into Saturday afternoon. Mm-hmm. Heavy rain, but it looks like it'll be moving. He said the scary thing about our system today is that it just didn't move. And that's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
It just parked. I remember when Hurricane Gustav came through in 2008, it came through and then backed up. And when it backed up, it just sat over Alexandria and Pineville and dumped inches and inches and inches of rain because we were waiting on it. Looked outside and the station's elevated from the street, but the water had risen to where the street was underwater, and then it was creeping up to the door, and then out the back door, it was creeping up through the parking lot, and eventually started to come into the buildings. So Nick was staying live on air, just reading, because there were tornado warnings firing off and massive amounts of flooding, and everyone else in the building, except for the director, were in the newsroom basically trying to keep the newsroom from getting flooded. It was wild. It was just a wild morning. So when that happens, when it just parks like that, what are you going to do? So he says most people today and tomorrow are going to see ½ inch to 2 inches, but when I see 0 to 30 inches fall across a 50-mile radius, I figure and start normalizing a big range of forecast totals. Some could see more. I don't see a reasonable threat off the charts for rain, even with the tropical air mass in place. Again, things will be moving, maybe slowly, but they will be moving. And when you came outside today, it's just like, it's so humid out, even more than it normally is. So there's a lot of juice in that atmosphere, as they like to say.
Well, I hope it doesn't get worse today.
No.
But of course, and then when these flooding situations happen, sometimes that water just starts to move somewhere else. Has to go somewhere, and hopefully it goes to the right spot.
Yeah. So just some of the totals: Plocheville, 25.81 inches; Cottonport, 23.97 inches. Tom Kavica posted saying it's the return period. The return period is over 1,000 years, meaning this is an event you only see once in 1,000 years.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy. All right, we need to take a break. And if any of you are from Avoyelles Parish who listen to this show or know somebody that you've talked to yesterday, feel free to call in. Our number is 318-442-8255. We'll be back with more here on Talkback.
KSYL.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Food makers are screaming, no way, amid a serious shortage of the increasingly popular protein.
Whey protein is a byproduct of making cheese, and that's a big part of the essential challenge right now.
Christina Peterson, reporter for Bloomberg News, says it's just not easy to make more, and so the whey shortage could be about to get worse.
You can't just make more whey protein without making more cheese, and then you would have to store it and sell all that cheese.
Demand for whey comes as snack restaurants and others rush to put it into just about everything to please the appetite of those taking weight loss drugs. But Peterson says switching to milk protein concentrate or pea protein.
The problem is that whenever you change ingredients, you often have to reformulate. I spoke with one company that used just a different source of whey protein, and they said it turned their pancake baking mix to sawdust.
Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Summer is here and fun is growing at Rapides Parish Library. Plant a seed, read. Our summer reading program has sprouted. Enjoy hands-on activities, exciting weekly entertainment, and track your reading to win cool prizes all summer. From kids to parents, everyone can dig in, grow their minds, and keep the summer slump from you and start growing today.
Good morning, cloudy skies on our Friday. Only a slight chance of rain. What a difference today makes, huh? Afternoon highs near 93. The heat index, though, watch out for that. Could be as high as 110 this afternoon. Let's see an early evening shower and thunderstorm down to 74. And then for Saturday skies, partly cloudy. Afternoon highs only near 84. We'll put a slight chance of an afternoon shower Saturday as well. From the Sedlaw Broadcasting Weather Center,
That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talkback.
We're back, and we continue this morning, 318-442-8255. Today is Juneteenth. It is a federal holiday, so the streets were a little light today. A lot of people are off from work. We, however, in the radio business, press on.
Why aren't we off work?
I don't know.
Come on now. Now we get off a lot of days here.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Also, if you want, we're showing some of the flooding video on our stream, the KSYL Facebook page. Maybe.
I'm
We'll
looking
see.
back at it. Oh,
It's
I see
freaking
that.
out. So it's freaking out on us. Technology. Nothing just makes you more mad when you spend all morning trying to get video cut. So just give a little extra something.
Oh, man.
Something, and the computer can't handle it. Just drives you insane.
Yes. Steven is frustrated.
But I'm good now. I think it's working.
All right.
But you can see some of the scenes there. I mean, we saw multiple homes flooded, especially on Highway 29 between Bunkie and Cottonport, up down 107 going towards Mansura. So you're seeing some of that here. And we saw some water rescues in Mansura as well, some families, even a woman holding a baby. So it's even CBS News reached out to me last night to have the video. So it's something that the nation is paying attention to. And yeah, it's a tough one. Tough scenes, for sure. Talked to multiple people out there. They said they've never seen anything like this ever. You heard the sheriff say that. And but hopefully we'll have some more updates from you this morning. I'm reaching out to people in that area to see if they'll call in. Obviously, they're pretty busy getting life together, and we don't want to bug them too much. But if we do, we'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. And as I said, if anybody in our audience is in that Avoyelles Parish area or went through anything yesterday, feel free to call in at 318-442-8255. I know the governor declared Avoyelles Parish, along with a few others around the state, as disasters yesterday. So that's usually kind of that first step toward getting some federal help. Don't know what you'll get. I think if we've learned any lessons through the years, it has been don't wait on the government to help you, because it's usually takes forever if it happens at all.
I have gotten a little birdie has told me that the governor might be coming down today to Avoyelles Parish. Not sure, but if I hear that, I will let you know.
Let me check something. Where is it?
But that's pretty par for the course. We expect him to eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah,
here. Okay.
A lot going on.
Yes. This is from a media advisory that was sent out by the governor's office last night, and he is estimated to be there at 2:00 this afternoon.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't send it to me.
At the Avoyelles Parish EOC.
2:00. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could send that to me, that'd be great.
I will.
I keep thinking I'm on their press list. I guess I'm not. So there's press lists for different agencies and groups across wherever you're at, and they just send out mass emails to the different news organizations. I guess I forgot to get on theirs. When I said a little birdie, I meant to say news release. So.
Yeah. All right, I just sent it to you.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, the governor will be here. All right, let's go to the phones here on Talkback, and thank you for calling in. Good morning.
Good morning. I was watching some of the news last night. Why would the state not have positioned some of those high water vehicles up this way? I don't know. It's just a logical question, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that storm definitely kind of took a different turn overnight Wednesday into Thursday. So it's just, and look, you have all the forecasters with all the high-tech, sophisticated weather models, and a lot of times they still don't get it right. So knowing exactly where to be with what, that tends to be just kind of a tough scenario. And I don't even know what they really have available. I know they have National Guard stuff, but...
Right. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. Because we've used that before in those type of things. So why would you not have that staged Rapides Parish or wherever that's kind of central, can go one way or the other? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but it's above my pay grade. But I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Yeah.
I will say this. I was going about my merry way just covering other stories in Alexandria. And I was caught off guard whenever I saw the pictures. I was like, oh, I guess I got to go.
Yeah.
And so I think it caught us all off guard. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to weather, it can, despite the best predictive technology, it still will do what weather is going to do. And not to make light of it, but a couple days ago, Nick had made a post predicting this storm, and he was using a play on words from the movie, the 1980s movie, 70s movie, Arthur. With Arthur, he does what he pleases. And boy, he sure ended up doing that. And you can't predict, okay, here's going to be a rainstorm, and it's just going to stop right in this one area and drop this much rain in these many hours. You know, as we said, he, like everyone else, you do your best to say, we have the potential for up to 10 inches, maybe more. But no one's ever thinking, yeah, you're going to get 30 inches of rain out of this, and it's going to happen in 4 or 5 hours. And, you know, you were in Bunkie, like you said, and they didn't really get much of anything, right?
Just heavy rain. There was pockets of water on the road, but nothing significant.
And then here we got nary a drip until, I think, in the early afternoon we started to get some. I'm trying to remember when it rained.
Probably around 3 or so.
Was that?
I don't know, maybe. It was in the count around 1. It was coming down. 132.
Yeah. I know it's on about yesterday. And at one point, like all of a sudden, you could see it building, and then boom, it just let loose, and it was raining pretty hard for about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, it was coming down when we were driving through. It was really hard to see when we got to Bunkie.
Yeah.
But luckily they had minimal effects.
Which, when you have those kind of vehicles, I mean, the main reason you're going to use those is to help rescue people. But it seemed like people were mostly okay that were going through it. Is that right?
Well, we saw some stalled out vehicles. Is that what you're asking?
Well, just rescuing people maybe from their homes if they needed to be.
So when we were in Mansura, they were asking people on trucks to pick up the people that were walking through.
Okay.
And take them to the Kushan Delay Center.
Gotcha.
And so that's what they were doing for shelter. Yeah. I didn't see, but like I said, no injuries or anything as far as we know, or significant injuries.
A day like few others have been down in Avoyelles Parish. Crazy day. We'll be right back.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Sedla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Early voting already started. Julia Letlow still refuses statewide television debates. Why is Letlow refusing to debate? Letlow fails to support the MAGA Trump agenda. Letlow supports DEI racial quotas. John Fleming opposes DEI quotas. Letlow voted to spend billions on the corrupt U.S. foreign aid program, which funded abortions and sex reassignment. Fleming opposes such corrupt use of our tax dollars. Letlow supports the Green New Deal scam, carbon capture sequestration. John Fleming strongly opposes this scam. Letlow supports this Green New Deal scam while her fiance is a big-time lobbyist for carbon sequestration. That's big money. Letlow failed to timely report hundreds of congressional stock trades. Fleming never traded stock while in Congress. Letlow has been reported to Justice Department for campaign finance violations. Fleming self-funds his campaign. Letlow refuses to debate. John Fleming, military veteran, Trump's former deputy chief of staff, strongly conservative. Principles before politics. Fleming, Senate.
I'm John Fleming, and I authorized and paid for this ad.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
And welcome back, everyone, here on this Friday morning. Alan Stephen with you. And if you're just joining us, we've been recapping the incredible day that was experienced down in Avoyelles Parish yesterday with the torrential rain that took place. Over 25 to close to 30 inches of rain falling in a 4 or 5 hour time period that led to massive amounts of localized flooding, people having their homes flooded, cars stalling out, some people having to be rescued, and now today starting to try to pick up the pieces with the notion that we may even get some more rain today and tomorrow in what has become the spring of rain, because we're not at the first day of summer, I don't believe, right? So that's pretty.
Well, it's like a day or two away.
Yeah, let me look that up. You have like what they call meteorological summer. Yeah, astronomical first day of summer begins on Sunday at 4:24 Eastern time in the morning, 3:24 here. Meteorological summer began June 1st, if you go by it that way. Because the meteorologists track the seasons over 3-month periods. So meteorological summer is June 1st through August 31st, and then begins fall. Of course, in Louisiana, fall doesn't begin until like December.
It's been fall to me. I mean, it's been summer to me, so I'm going with it.
Yeah. I mean, we really just have 2 seasons here, hot and cold.
Yeah. Well, we get some nice quaint times for like a day or two.
Yeah, that's right. The transition days.
This spring
2 or 3.
they had some good spring days.
We did.
Like
yeah.
1.5.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
And it's crazy to think that for the last couple of years, we've been really kind of teetering on those drought conditions. A few years ago, when it was so terrible and you had forest fires that were taking place, and we were really dry for most of the first 3 or 4 months of this year. But, man, like the last 6 weeks or so, it's just been rain.
There's really just 2 seasons to me. It's hurricane season and not hurricane season. Especially when you work in news, hurricane season just, I mean, for everybody,
right?
It just sucks. Because, I mean, you have to just pay attention to it all the time. Like, could be another significant super El Nino hurricane or whatever.
Yeah, or you watch, like, off the coast of Africa, there's a little thing, like little clouds forming, and you're like, we're going to watch this thing go all the way across the ocean.
Yeah.
Come into the Caribbean, formulate, and then like, okay, now where's this going to go?
Yeah.
And the second they start saying, oh, it could head into the Gulf, you're like, oh gosh, here we go.
Yeah. Well, we did have a pretty quiet season last year.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
It's been a few years. This is an El Nino year, so they're saying that it shouldn't allow for much formation in the Gulf. Now, the weird thing is you had this system that was really kind of from Texas that went out into the Gulf, then came back on shore as Arthur. But it didn't come from the east. It came from the west, and that's sort of unusual.
Well, for me personally, whenever I left KLB in like 21, whenever I thought when I was going to move stations, I'm going to get out of a hurricane area. And I went to Panama City, which got blasted 3 years earlier by Cat 5, which is the worst thing I've ever seen weather-wise.
Was that Michael?
Michael, Cat 5 hurricane. And by far the worst thing I've ever seen in the weather. It was awful because I had to go cover it before to help them out. And then it was just constant, like, are we going to get blasted? Are we going to get blasted? And there's a couple of them that were close calls. They even told me, I think my wife was pregnant at the time. There was one coming through, and it was pretty strong. They're like, we need you to drive 2 hours and stay the night and cover it. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I know that doesn't make me a good journalist, but I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Made you a good husband, though.
I don't know. Whatever. We could talk about that for hours.
Speaking of former stations, I saw you got interviewed by KTBS in Shreveport.
KSLA.
Or KSLA. Why did I say KTBS? KSLA.
Yeah, station I used to work for. So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It's only been a year.
Yeah. So, they interviewed me about what we saw in Avoyelles Parish. They said our video was coming out the quickest, and they were appreciative of that. So we'll take it.
Yeah. That's a win.
Yeah.
You were interviewed by another former local guy, Jeff Orchard.
Oh, that's right. He did work here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
He and I created the fifth quarter.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know you created it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks a lot for that. I hated fifth quarter.
Hey, Steven, you worked a nice long week. We need you to go shoot Bolton against Peabody.
No, it was go to Rose Pine, Pickering, and Leesville in one night.
Yeah, shoot all 3.
It was so stupid because you would have to go down there and shoot like 3 plays.
Right.
Like you don't even get any, there's no point. Like you're not doing actual highlights of the game.
Yeah, you're just saying we were there.
I like football. I mean, you know me, I've loved football for most of my life. But I hate going to high school games. Not because I don't appreciate what they do. It's the parking and the getting out because we get there late.
Yeah.
So you got to park. If I had to go to a Leesville game, I'm pretty much parked into Ritter. So
yeah,
I'm just a ray of sunshine this morning. But flooding. It was a tough one. We'll be going back out there as soon as the show ends. We'll do a live for a couple hours if my battery holds up. So that was an interesting experience. You can go back and watch on my page. We did like an hour and a half long live video.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just driving around showing what we could see, and
I didn't realize you were doing that for an hour and a half.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Good grief.
So we were in the truck, and if we saw something, we would just get out. And
wow.
You didn't see it? Oh, man.
I have to confess, I didn't.
Well.
I saw your coverage. I saw things you were posting.
No, I did a lot.
And I saw that you were live, but I didn't really see much of that.
You didn't care, huh?
No, of course I care.
You just didn't really care about it. I get it.
I'm trying to find where was that? I'm trying to find your video here.
It was down there somewhere. But yeah, if you've been affected, please call in 318-442-8255. We'd like to hear from you.
All right. So that was like yesterday afternoon, right? That you were doing that?
What's that?
I said that was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. Yes.
Well, you see the Brewers were on. I was watching them on my phone.
I hear you. There's only 164 of them. You don't want to miss one. It doesn't really happen very often.
162.
Oh, yeah. Well, y'all might get 164 if you make the playoffs.
I was trying to watch it now, but it's like frozen. It's like locked up.
That's okay. But yeah, we pretty much traveled down 71. I think we took 115, then 29, and then 107. I think I got that right.
Okay.
So we tried our best.
Crazy.
But you feel bad for those people. And yeah, I have an aunt in Mansura, and she was telling us it was right up to her house, and they were freaking out because those people don't have flood insurance.
Right.
They said this never happens.
Right.
So, and hopefully FEMA comes through for them. I don't know if that's what it does, or I've never had to deal with FEMA personally.
Yeah.
But I hope they can get some reprieve of some sort, because that's an expensive fix.
Big time.
It sure is.
Big time.
And you know what? Flooding, like, if you've never been through it, the worst part probably isn't when the water's in your home. It's when it leaves and you have to clean it up.
Yep.
And it's just the smell, the ripping out the carpet, probably have to rip out all the flooring.
Fix the drywall.
The wall, replace the drywall. I mean, that adds up, and the time and the effort. It's no fun. And just that feeling of you don't have a home to go to, it just sucks.
Yeah.
It's awful. So just keep them in your prayers constantly, because it's just a tough situation.
For sure. All right. We'll take another break and back with more.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's Restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back. Alan Stephen with you again here on this Friday morning. It is Juneteenth, so a lot of people are off today. Banks and post offices closed and such as we get ready for the weekend.
I haven't heard of any Juneteenth events locally. I was trying to find some.
Didn't they do it last week? I think that was all last week.
Well, I saw one that happened 2 or 3 days ago downtown Alexandria. I didn't hear anything of it. But
yeah.
Whatever. So if you have anything, let me know.
I got nothing for you.
Oh, man. But, yeah, so, of course, we've been talking about Avoyelles Parish flooding all morning. Unprecedented, something that a lot of people from there say they've never even remotely seen before. And a lot of them don't have any flood insurance because it never happens. So just keep praying for them. Hope that they get the help that they need. And hopefully the water doesn't rise anymore, which I think they're all afraid of this morning. People are commenting on my post saying, too, that in the DuPont area, the water is still rising, so that's definitely very concerning. But we'll be heading out there in about an hour to try and check out to see what's going on. So if you're in that area, hit me up on Facebook, DM me, and we'll try and make it out to you. Try and get your story out there, help you get some help.
Yeah, I'm looking, just kind of perusing through social media, just trying to see what else we can find. And just a lot of that similar video and photos.
They had some tornadoes, too, I believe, in southeastern Louisiana. It was pretty bad.
Yes.
Flooding as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, crazy stuff. It's kind of snuck up. We kind of knew, but we're just like, tropical storm, you know? Sometimes they could be the worst.
That's true, because of the sheer amount of rain that you get, which we saw with this one. You know, we've had hurricanes that they might blow through and it's more the wind damage. Like that was really the case with Hurricane Laura, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
It came through pretty fast, but it wasn't even the rain. It was just the wind, which knocked out so much of the power in the area. I remember in the aftermath of that storm, how in Grant Parish, every single building that gets electricity, did not have electricity.
Yeah.
And for some people, almost up to like 2 weeks.
My family in Allen Parish after Laura didn't have it for 6 weeks. They lived up here with a family friend for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was a bad one. No, and then, what it was like 2 months later or there around, we got Hurricane Delta came through. That one did bring a lot of water and not much wind damage.
Yeah, I remember that. It was back to back. Yep. And me and Al got to stay a lot of nights at the TV station together. Can you have a fresh soundbite for jam in the morning?
Yeah.
That's like me and Mark, your son-in-law Mark. I don't know if you remember him.
Mm-hmm.
That's our saying every time we talk about you. Fresh VOB for jambalaya? Every time we say you, we say that. Like you put in like 10, 12 hours, got fresh content, and he's like, hey, we need something in the morning.
Hey, it was the least you could do.
Everyone at 10 o'clock watching Jam.
All right, much more coming up in hour number 2. Thanks for being with us.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting. AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 8 o'clock.
They are finished. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just posted that on Truth Social, writing, "We didn't meet out of desperation. Iran did." Apparently reacting to their supreme leader saying the president was desperate to make a deal that was signed on Wednesday. Vice President Vance was supposed to be holding talks with Iran today, but those aren't happening.
The 60-day negotiation period between the U.S. and Iran has now begun, but it's still unclear when the two sides are going to be meeting face-to-face. As you mentioned there, they were supposed to meet in Switzerland today, but those talks have now been postponed.
Fox's Max Gordon in Dubai. Iran reportedly didn't want to go. Upset over new fighting in Lebanon, which it demands Israel withdraw from as part of this agreement. Instead of that, Israel battled Hezbollah again today with 18 reported deaths. 4 Israeli soldiers also killed. Israel has been wary of the Iran deal, and some in Washington are too, worried about concessions for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to shipping from eased sanctions to a $300 billion reconstruction fund. The president, in his posts this morning, insists Iran gets no U.S. money, not 10 cents, and reacted to Democratic criticism that Iran's better off now. He wrote, "How stupid can some people be?" So Republicans in Congress are also worried about the Iran agreement. Congressman Rich McCormick tells Fox,
"We need to have unconditional surrender. The only way that happens, though, is to make it so painful that they come to the table and say, you can have whatever you want."
The U.S. military has blown up another suspected drug trafficking boat off South America's coast, killing 3 more alleged narco-terrorists.
There's a brief video release of a boat speeding through the water, then bursting into flames, then a video of what appears to be floating debris. Southern Command had reported 1 person killed in an Eastern Pacific boat strike Tuesday, with the Coast Guard called in to search for 2 survivors. It's now 211 accused drug smugglers killed since the operation started in September.
Fox's Chris Foster. At Soccer's World Cup, Mexico shut out South Korea last night to become the first team to advance to the next round. The U.S. would do the same today if the Americans beat Australia. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Do you struggle to fall asleep or stay asleep in a traditional bed? Experience Z-Cliner, the revolutionary recliner by FlexSteel. The Z-Cliner was engineered with restful sleep in mind. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep. Z-Cliner is more than just a recliner, featuring custom power adjustments like recline, headrest, lumbar, heat, massage. It's a personalized comfort experience. Z-Cliner is a sleep solution backed by FlexSteel's durability that you can trust, delivering unmatched comfort, technology, and support. Visit zcliner.com to find a retailer near you.
From a party in New York City to panic. Those are gunshots in Times Square. After a fight broke out, someone was wounded, slashed in the neck with a knife. There was another shooting nearby, later sending people running. Police have a teenager in custody. It happened hours after that victory parade celebrating the New York Knicks NBA championship. Now to a shooting that was deadly in Manhattan back in 2024. The accused gunman has reversed course on his defense, canceling a plan announced just the day before.
Attorneys for Luigi Mangione now say they will not pursue a psychiatric defense when a state jury hears evidence against him starting in September. The decision came ahead of a Thursday deadline for the defense to give prosecutors their evidence for an extreme emotional disturbance argument. A guilty verdict using that defense for manslaughter could mean up to 25 years in prison. A guilty verdict for murder could mean a life sentence. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to federal and state counts in the deadly shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December 2024. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Daniel Eskridge has been ordered to remain jailed by a judge in Missouri. He's one of the 5 men in custody charged in the plot the FBI thwarted to attack the UFC Freedom 250 event Sunday night in the Octagon built on the White House lawn.
Authorities believe that they have all of the most imminent suspects behind bars. In this case, of course, they do want to talk to others as well. Investigators tell Fox the alleged plan was to use drones with explosives to hit buildings near the White House where I am, which would have forced a mass evacuation and steered crowds toward a pre-staged sniper team.
Fox's David Spunt. Schools, banks, post offices closed today. There will be no stock trading also on Wall Street because it's Juneteenth, a federal holiday commemorating when the last slaves were freed in Texas after the Civil War on this date in 1865. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm John Burns. A judge has granted a temporary restraining order blocking Governor Jeff Landry's executive order that would have redirected $168 million from Louisiana's minimum foundation program to fund teacher and staff stipends. The temporary restraining order cites 5 constitutional issues with the executive order. Tropical storm Arthur may be gone, but the rain certainly is not. Andrew Greenstein reports.
LSU health climatologist Barry Keim says on the heels of Tropical Storm Arthur, a strong cold front is coming into the state, keeping rain chances relatively high. And with this rain coming on the heels of a very wet month and a half, that could make it even more dangerous.
Be smart about it because all the ground is saturated around here and it doesn't take a big shower to produce some flash flooding.
Keim says once the rain moves out, moisture of another kind will be moving in, and you'll feel it the moment you step outside.
You'll feel an uptick in that humidity when you walk outside, and that's going to persist all the way through the weekend.
I'm Andrew Greenstein.
Louisiana Radio Network. Governor Jeff Landry has issued a state of emergency in 6 parishes in response to the severe weather caused by Tropical Storm Arthur. Avoyelles, Lafourche, Point Capee, St. Landry, St. Tammany, and Terrebonne parishes. Arthur's remnants stalled over Avoyelles Parish throughout the day yesterday, dumping about 2.5 feet of rain in some places, leaving roads flooded and homes underwater. Louis Coco manages KLIL radio in Moroville and says the station was even forced off the air.
In the transmitter, which is away from our studio, water has come up into the transmitter building now, but we could see it rising, and that's why we turned the transmitters off.
There was also flooding in Kenner yesterday morning. Police Chief Keith Conley says several vehicles became stuck in floodwaters near Louis Armstrong International, but he says while the roads were a washout, operations at the airport continued.
The airport was never shut down. However, it was difficult for vehicles to get to and from the airport, given the fact that all roads leading to the airport did get inundated with water.
LRN.
Problems. Everybody hates them, but everybody's got them. And now that it's getting hot again, you need to know about Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Got a cooling problem? Call Southern Air. Plumbing or drain problem? It's Southern Air again. Your power's out and you need a generator? Guess who? And keep those problems away all summer long with a system tune-up. Keep your family comfortable. Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling now at 318-777-5555 or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Good morning, cloudy skies on our Friday. Only a slight chance of rain. What a difference a day makes, huh? Afternoon highs near 93. That heat index, though, watch out for that. Could be as high as 110 this afternoon. Let's see an early evening shower thunderstorm down to 74. And then for Saturday skies, partly cloudy. Afternoon highs only near 84. We'll put a slight chance of an afternoon shower Saturday as well. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian. It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Well, hello and welcome back. It is hour number 2 of Talkback here on your Juneteenth Friday. Al Quarterman along with Stephen Maxwell as you head out today. Most of your banks are closed, post office is closed, but pretty much everything else is open. It's really one of those days that you see bank workers and federal workers and I'm guessing state workers all have off today.
I really had to do some bank business today, so that's annoying. That reminds me. Dadgummit.
Yeah, because tomorrow's Saturday, so may or may not be open, depending where you go, and then you have to wait till Monday.
Nice. Great. I'm glad It's a holiday for some people.
Yeah.
Yep. They're able to take off. No one's really taken off, though, in Avoyelles Parish. We've been talking about the flooding over there for quite some time. We're showing the video that we got yesterday from Cenla Update with Cenla Broadcasting on our stream, on the KSYL Facebook and YouTube and X pages. So you can check that out as we talk.
Very nice. Good work on your part yesterday, and I know you'll continue to be covering that today. We need to get you one of those portable chargers, too.
I got one.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. I got a massive power bank.
Nice.
Nice, big, expensive one. I bought it during the ice storm because I was afraid that we weren't going to have any electricity.
Yeah.
And luckily we had it. Luckily we were good.
Very good. Hey, we do have a little bit of, I don't know, breaking news, but it kind of happened late last night, so you might have missed it. A Louisiana judge has halted Governor Landry's plan to pay for teacher stipends by cutting public school funding by nearly $170 million. Advocates had filed a lawsuit yesterday arguing that the governor lacks the legal authority to order that cut. Judge Richard Chip Moore of the 19th Judicial District Court in Baton Rouge granted the plaintiff's request for a temporary restraining order to stop the governor from enacting his executive order, which calls for a $168 million reduction in state education funding this year to pay for $2,000 stipends for teachers and $1,000 for school support staff. The 11-day restraining order also forbids the governor from continuing to collect ballots from the legislature, 2/3 of which must approve his plan for that to take effect. The court order delay is likely to push the vote past the deadline for the governor to veto any budget items. Some lawmakers have expressed concern that the governor could slash funding projects in their districts if they oppose his plan, according to people who have spoken with them. The lawsuit argues that the governor overstepped his constitutional authority by effectively reallocating education funds, which the state Bessie Board controls under the Constitution. It also says the governor circumvented the proper legal procedure by issuing the order on June 2nd, one day after the legislative session came to an end, and by asking lawmakers to vote remotely without public hearing or debate. That petition had been filed by Katie Baudouin, an Orleans Parish School Board member, Belinda Davis, former State Board of Education member, and Mike Falk, a former school superintendent. All three have children or grandchildren in public schools. So we will see what happens with that moving forward.
Yeah, I know it's been a all right.
My Siri turned on for some reason.
Listening to you for some reason.
Yeah.
That's been a situation, so, yeah. Really don't have much to say on that. I'm sorry. Speaking of the governor, he has declared a state of emergency after Tropical Storm Arthur, and he is expected to be in Avoyelles Parish today at 2 p.m. I heard Congresswoman Letlow might be there as well. We will see. Of course, she's running for Senate as well. So, going to be a busy day over in Avoyelles Parish, especially with cleanup.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of comments on our stream about Plocheville. We will head over there after this. That's our plan. See what's going on there.
All right. Very good. Hey, our number is 318-442-8255. It is the BOM Bank Talk Line. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Thank you. You're on Talkback.
How you passed today?
Hey, how are you doing today?
Charlie Brown's here.
We have not heard from you for a while. A lot of people have been asking about you.
Really? I missed it. Okay, well, I'm alive and well. So, woo!
How'd you
rain, boy.
How'd you come out of that yesterday?
We got 9 inches here. I dumped the rain gauge when I got up. It had like 5 in it, and then almost 5 again. Well, I dumped it at 8:30.
Okay.
It was about to overflow. Dumped it again yesterday evening, and then it was. We got a total of 9 inches at least, but it was so windy, could have got more than that. But I recorded 9 right here.
Wow.
But yeah, it was pretty bad. But we high and dry here. We ain't no problems. It didn't come up in the yard or nothing. And but it had some big trees down around. I heard the mayor lady told me yesterday late, right down the road here, there's a big, huge oak fell over somebody's driveway. And then by the hospital, I think they had some stuff down. But further down from us, and they called it bad. I mean, so a lady sent a video to my sister-in-law, and she sent it to us, her house down there in Simsport. Oh, man. Yeah, they called it bad. So many places got like 26 inches of rain.
Yep.
And 16 to 26. Hesma was pretty bad, Bunky. But we're here. Oh, pretty much I didn't hear of anybody that I know in Marksville got water in the house. But, yeah, we're good here. We're real high. It's just a mess. I mean, it's so wet. It's so sogging wet. I got limbs and sticks down everywhere, but at least I ain't no water in the house, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's all good. We making it.
No,
But,
that's good.
Ain't nothing going on. I hadn't called in a while. I'll let y'all.
Yeah, like I said, people have been asking me, hey, have you heard from Charlie Brown lately? I'm like, honestly, no. I don't know. So I'm glad you're calling in.
Charlie Brown's all right. Him and Lucy doing good. So just enjoying retired life.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right. Well,
anyway, wanted to check in.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad everything was good for you yesterday, because we know a lot of people that it was not good for. So,
No. And I'm sure they got a mess to clean up today. And boy,
well,
I just couldn't imagine that water in the house. That's got to be horrible.
Yep.
Yeah, that's got to be bad. So,
yes, sir.
Y'all take care.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Take care. Bye. All right. Again, 318-442-8255 is our number. And I'm sure for a lot of people that are down there, I know power was off for quite a few folks as well. Daryl Dustel had posted about that, saying that I think there were like 900 customers.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him on. Trying to get him on the show. Working on that.
Yes. But Clico's down there working on things, hoping to get people restored as soon as possible. Of course, water and electricity don't mix well.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's a good mixture. I figured it would be more than 900, but a lot of it was in the more rural areas of Avoyelles Parish, compared to if it was Marksville or Bunky. But yeah, it's going to be an ongoing situation for weeks for them.
Yeah,
so it's going to be nonstop.
Yes,
I feel bad for them.
You do. So we're
not to change the subject.
Okay.
But I am.
Okay.
There's a story that's been going around. Oh, shoot.
Uh-oh.
I just lost it. Okay, but anyway, I'll try and say it as best as I can. Have you seen that video of a man filming another man with his two daughters in a bathroom at a Quick Trip gas station?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently, according to the father, he had two young children. They were stopping at a gas station, I believe, in Mississippi. And I believe so. Anyway, apparently the father said he checked the bathroom to see if anyone was in there beforehand. And he said there wasn't. So he brought his two young daughters in there to help them do their business. And apparently one of the employees came in there and was just berating him over the situation. And I think that employee has since been fired, is what I just saw this morning. But there's been some back and forth. Of course, it got posted online. The father said he just wanted to protect his daughters. What do you think of that?
So he's a father with two young daughters that had to go to the bathroom. And rather than trusting strangers by having them go into the bathroom, he checked to make sure no one was in, and he went in to help them. But apparently somebody must have seen him doing that. So the employee came in kind of accusing him of being nefarious. But he wasn't. He was just trying to make sure. I can sympathize with that, because these days you just don't know, and especially with young girls. And I'm going to be really honest. This ticks me off. I wanted to use the other word, but I'm like, I shouldn't use it. When I go into a public bathroom, like at a Target or a Walmart, and I see a kid in there alone under the age of 10, if I walk in and that's the scenario, I walk right back out and I wait. Because you just don't know what people might accuse you of these days.
You ain't lying.
But why would you let your kid? And it's tough because, it might be a mom who's at the store with her 8 or 9 year old son, and he's got to go, right? But I wouldn't want my young son to go into a bathroom alone in that scenario. So my wife actually, when our boys were young, she would have them go in the women's room because she would be with them, you know. So, which with the women's room, you have stalls, whereas in the men's room, you have the open urinal experience, which is always interesting. Thankfully for those little panels that they have now.
Well, in my head, I was thinking, if I have a daughter and I was in that situation, I would think my best bet would just to take her in the men's room at this age. I mean, she's so little.
Yeah.
Put her in a stall.
I mean, some places now are doing what they call family bathrooms.
Yeah.
Which is like usually just one toilet basically and a sink. So you just kind of using it one at a time. But I know like the theater has that and other places do, which is great because whether it's a little girl going in by herself or a little boy going in by himself, you just don't know. And there's so many creepy people in the world these days. And like I said, I walk right out because who knows what somebody could accuse you of.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah. And that reminds me, one time we went to, I'll just go ahead and say where it was. We went to the Leesville Theater one time when I was little, my mom and me, and we saw a late night movie and I had to use the bathroom afterwards. And my mom, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
Nobody. And my mom took me into the women's room to use the bathroom with her. And the employee freaked out. I was like, not freak out. The employee was like, that's just ridiculous. You can't bring a kid into the, blah, blah, blah. And my mom's very quiet and sweet.
She is.
A nice Christian woman. But that's the maddest I've ever seen her in my life. Like, she made a scene in front of the whole theater.
The mama bear went off?
Ever talk to me. Like, you know how people are crazy these days in front of everybody. She was mortally offended.
Wow.
Yeah, it was one of the maddest I've ever seen her. I'm not very good at remembering things.
Yeah.
That's one thing I remember forever.
The mama bear came out.
But my mom never, ever does that. Ever.
Yeah.
She was ticked.
Yeah, she's a nice middle-aged lady.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Yeah. She's great.
All right, let's take a quick call here. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. That is a complicated situation. It's even more complicated when you're the papa and not even the direct parent.
Yeah.
And I'm usually ferreted around. I mean, I have more granddaughters and grandsons. And so, it's a difficult thing. And it's the degradation of our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know if y'all heard, but in Oakdale, California, for Pride Week, they wanted to have a parade of not the cross-dressers. What do they call it? Those people that dress up weirdly and go
drag
to
queens.
the library. Drag queens, yes. And they wanted to have it at the local children's park. Now, why would they want that? Thankfully, the town raised such an uproar that the mayor changed it, had made them have it somewhere inside. But why did they want to go where there's children and force themselves in front of children? Why do they feel this inner compulsion? And then why does the Democratic Party support them? Look, there have always been sickos, okay? But normally up until, the 80s or 90s, they didn't dare try to get around children because people wouldn't have it. That's not natural. And now that they are on the ascendancy and they feel like they're emboldened, that not only do you have to say that what I do is okay, you have to let me do it in front of your kids. No, I don't think so. And I'm thankful I live in a place where that is not, we had the issue with the library, the books in the library there in Avoyelles Parish, but, we don't have to fight it right now because I would go to prison. I mean, I would not let those people around my grandkids, and I'd be willing to fight. It's. I don't understand I understand. I know it's evil, but I don't understand why we tolerate it. If you could give any enlightenment to me, I would appreciate that because I don't understand why we don't say, "Hey, you need mental health help. Get away from these kids." But no, they celebrate it. And I know that's California, but it's coming everywhere. I mean, look, a guy from our church fought very hard to get some books out of the Avoyelles Parish Library, and he lost. We had all kind of people there at the meeting, but the person appointed, she had her way. And the books are in there. So anyways, but I think about that every time I take my granddaughter somewhere. I hope that if they have to go to the bathroom, we go find a single, like you said, family bathroom, and where I can guard the door, and just the way the days we live in, I guess. Anyway, thanks. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty. If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we are back. Al, Stephen, it's Friday.
And we had someone remind us, kind of on that same vein, as the governor had his executive order a couple days ago called the Louisiana Family's First Month for June, saying the traditional family consists of a husband, wife, and their biological adopted or fostered children. So I'm sure that's in response to June being Pride Month, I guess, in some places. So.
Yeah. I think most Americans are the type of people that they view life as, hey, live your life in America. You have the freedom to live the way that you want to. But I think where we're starting to see a lot of pushback now is when you turn around and say, okay, but you have to 100% accept this, approve this, and promote this, or approve of any promotion of it. And we're seeing pushback even in circles like with the whole, post George Floyd. There was kind of that swell for a while, but now you're seeing people that are saying, you know what, though? Don't care if you're black or white or whatever else, just act like a decent human being. You see all these videos of just stuff that's like, why? Like, why are we living like this? Why are we being like this? And then in terms of what you're talking about, like with family first type things, what's going on with Major League Baseball right now, and even with the minor league team we talked about yesterday, is kind of that line now that people are saying, again, if that's who you are, if that's the way you live your life, you have the freedom to do that. But to force me to say, I'm going to be part of promoting this, that's just a line that people are saying, I can't cross. I'm not going to cross. And you saw a whole minor league baseball team take that stand against wearing a pride-based uniform for yesterday, what would have been a game yesterday, that the team had to cancel it. They canceled the whole game. They had an event in celebration of Pride Month, but it wasn't with players. But why whatever context it is, are we kind of forcing players to have to make those decisions to begin with? Just let them do what they should do, which is to play the game, and that's open to anybody to come and enjoy. And you can even have those events, but don't make the players have to. So, like, you're also seeing major league clubs that'll do kind of like faith nights as well. And usually when they do that, they'll have some kind of like Christian concert afterward. But no one's forced to stay for that. And they're not forcing the players to wear like a hat with like a cross on it. I mean, you might have some players that would object to that. But again, why do you have to put people in that situation?
I'm a Christian. I don't know if I would stay for the Christian rock concert either, but no, I'm kidding. But I think there's something said about like the degradation of the family, and not necessarily dealing with pride, but just in general. I mean, I don't think society's gotten better. We have a whole American society that, especially with pop culture over the past 40, 50 years, where you see it creep in where, you know, it's really not cool to have a family, or I want to be independent, kids suck, or, you know, I'm going to go around and fornicate all day. And like I said, that was just normal popular culture. It's just, as a Christian, even just fornication is evil because it can set up where you don't have a father in the house or a separated family, because there's a natural order to things to where that has been, we would say, set up by God, but also it just seems to be beneficial throughout the years and the ages. And the breakdown of that is probably why we're seeing a lot of issues in other ways too. If that made any sense.
No, I think it makes a lot of sense. And, you know, you see the decline in birth rates. I always wondered too, for people that, you know, they make that choice, we're not going to have kids. Okay, well, who's going to take care of you when you get older? You know?
You know, maybe there are some people it's not for. Like, I think John Cena, who said that he didn't want to even risk bringing one into the world because he just knew he was not going to be a very present father. I hate that for him, honestly, but you can at least respect it that he didn't put himself in that situation. Hopefully it wasn't through abortion or anything else.
And I know lots of people that aren't married, don't have kids, and they're very happy with their life. I mean, again, you have the freedom to live the way you want to in this country.
But we've even gotten to the point to where a lot of the mainstream thought is family is so much of a burden. And if you get yourself in that situation where you might have to take care of another individual, you abort it. And it's just a dangerous place to be in my opinion. But.
Well, any society is only going to be as strong as its family structure.
Yeah.
And let's face it, there definitely has been an assault on the family the last 50 years. And continues to be. Definitely continues to be.
Yeah.
Hey, we had some calls come in. We'd love to talk to you about this subject, but we're at the bottom of the hour, so I got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The men's fragrance frenzy is intensifying.
If you ain't dripping, you tripping. And this goes from Monday to Sunday.
Thanks to Overspray J, one of the top sellers of men's fragrances on TikTok, and others who encourage men to layer scents and spray themselves as many as 100 times a day. Influencer Evan Hall says most of his more than 1 million followers are 18 to 24-year-olds seeking innovation and with a nose for bargains at stores like TJ Maxx.
I'll go into TJ Maxx or something else. We'll go into TJ Maxx, pick up a fragrance, love it, post it on Facebook.
The most popular sites to buy scents through TikTok shop sell knockoffs or dupes, and Hall says that's because of the quality.
I think it just comes down to that there's now like affordable fragrances that smell good.
Charm.io says these dupes just generated about $82 million in annual sales, only a fraction of what cosmetics giants sell. But all the overspraying and the scent mixing has the knockoff makers smelling increasing profits. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile.
I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
At Trinity Health Pace Alexandria, we listen first, then bring the right care to you. From medical care and social activities at our center to home care, transportation, and more. We help seniors stay healthy, independent, and connected to what they love. From empathy to expertise, we see all of you. Call 318-206-1020. That's 318-206-1020. Or visit thpace-alexandria.org to learn more about Trinity Health Pace Alexandria.
What's good for lunch? Wilmore's is good for lunch. Wilmore's Mobile and Sub Express on the corner of North MacArthur and Bayou Rapides Road. Want a fresh, crisp, healthy salad? Wilmore's has them. Garden and chef salads, tuna or chicken salads. Prefer a sandwich for lunch? Then come get them hot or cold at Wilmore's. Ham, turkey, or roast beef subs. Italian, chicken, and club subs. And their hamburger is a real standout. Your good lunch is waiting at Wilmore's Mobile and Sub Express on North MacArthur Drive at Bayou Rapides Road.
Good morning, cloudy skies on our Friday. Only a slight chance of rain. What a difference a day makes, huh? Afternoon highs near 93. That heat index, though, watch out for that. Could be as high as 110 this afternoon. Let's see an early evening shower thunderstorm down to 74. And then for Saturday skies, partly cloudy. Afternoon highs only near 84. We'll put a slight chance of an afternoon shower Saturday as well. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
Go ahead and take some calls. Good morning. You're on Talk Back.
I didn't hear you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning.
Y'all got a great topic going this morning, but it goes all back to taking prayer out of school. And Al, you made a comment earlier about being a good, decent human being. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
That's perspective. They think they're decent human beings by doing what they're doing because they have no moral compass. Our moral compass was given to us by the Bible. The Bible's based, the church is built, the family's built on the church. So when you assault the family and you break down that structure, you're trying to break down the church, which means you're attacking the Word of God. So, I mean, when you don't have that moral compass in your life that teaches you good moral standards, separation, holiness, then they consider themselves decent human beings because they're promoting what they perceive to be decent.
So what you're saying is they're doing what's right in their own eyes.
They even take the Word of God and pervert the Scriptures to make it fit their lifestyle. You know that, Al. I mean, you've read that, you've seen that. Y'all are very educated. Y'all are a whole lot smarter than I am. Trust me. But I mean, it's very easy to, and the Word of God tells you not to add to or take from the Word of God. But they have taken actual Scripture and twisted it to make it seem like, or make themselves good or moral in their eyes. And when they took prayer out of school and you start breaking down the barriers, like you said, years ago, this wouldn't have been a topic. 50 years ago, this wasn't a topic. But they consider themselves good, moral people from their perspective. And that's because they have not and will not accept the Word of God as a divine moral compass, how you're supposed to live your life. And our country was founded on the Word of God. Our school structures were founded on the Word of God. Churches are foundation on the Word of God, and the family is built around the structure of the church. So when you attack all of those, you're just you're attacking the Word of God. And but they absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, see nothing wrong with what they're doing.
All right. Well, thank you for the call this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. We'll take another one. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
All right. I understand what that previous caller was saying, and I happen to agree with it. However, that's not... How do we explain how Eastern Asians, who less than 20% identify as Christians, have stronger families than Americans? Lower crime, higher education.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are Buddhist or non-affiliated.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something more to it than just blank. You know, I'm sympathetic to saying, well, Christian, and indeed, if you follow the Ten Commandments and the Golden Rule, you don't even have to be a Bible thumping Christian. You can just be a good moral person who believes, as Thomas Jefferson said, nature and nature is God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think naturally societies have figured out that a good family structure is prudent for society as a whole, whether that's, I guess, from the Christian standard or another. They've just found out that's a better way to go. Because
Agreed.
A
I
child
agree
without a
100%.
father or a child without a mother is missing an important link in their life. Yeah.
Do you know what the number one what do they call it? Signal indicator of whether a child grows up in poverty is?
Having a father in the home?
Single parent.
Yeah.
Single parent.
Yeah.
The poverty rate, and the more any particular group has of single parents, the higher their poverty rate.
Mm. Yeah.
It's this is not rocket surgery or brain science.
Right.
I mean, and my whole point being, if non-Christian groups have figured this out and have strong family structure, value hard work and education and a strong family, what is it? Something like 75% of Americans identify as Christians, or something in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's less now.
It may be less, but
Might be.
Less than 20% of Asians and only 38% of Asian Americans identify as Christians, and yet they have the lowest divorce rate. They have the lowest out of wedlock birth rate, the highest education rates. So something else is going on here.
Yeah.
It's not just old Christian, because I know somebody who says a Christian, he's been divorced 5 times.
Wow.
I know several people like that.
Yeah.
They play, I guess they can't say, well, I've only been married to one woman at a time. Okay, you get a participation trophy.
Right.
Well, I just think we have and we've talked about some of the factors we think are involved in this, but we have a very unserious culture now.
Mm.
And you could see it. Just watch a Knicks celebration parade.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane how we allow this to be the behavior of grown adults.
Right. The person
And
that
how
was
they act.
they were up on the light pole or whatever.
Twerking on light poles, all the fights going on.
Yeah.
But we just kind of sit there and laugh. Oh, it's social media. No, this is very serious stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't
have a
imagine
question.
us allowing people to act like this. Grown adults.
I have a question for you two. Did either one of you go to a professional baseball game to see a religious service? I don't. I go to watch. If I go to a Texas Rangers game, I want to see a baseball game.
Right.
Just play ball and leave politics and religion out of it.
Yeah.
Other than good behavior on the field,
Right. No, growing up, baseball has always done, special nights. I mean, like now you'll see like Star Wars night, or when I was growing up, I remember
that's just straight fun.
Yeah. But, I do remember they would do like Polish Heritage Night or German Heritage, because it's in Milwaukee. It was the melting pot of European cultures. But they stopped doing that years and years ago. I don't know. But like to have a faith night, like I said, usually what that ends up being is just like a post-game concert. But they're not they're not incorporating that into the uniform, because there are going to be players that just might not be them. That's not their deal. So why would you force them? And if you tried to, you can imagine there would be a lot of outcry and pushback against that. So.
Oh, I agree. That's what I say. Let's let baseball be baseball.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes. And football be football. I mean, I think people are getting tired of turning on a game and then you see these virtue signal signs in the end zone or on helmets, and it's like, stop. Just let us watch our teams and enjoy what we have. Because for people, sports is escape. It's getting away from the realities of the world for just a couple of hours or 3 hours. Sports is tremendous about bringing communities together. I mean, Steven's talking about the Knicks. It brings people together, and sadly in some weird ways too. But what else has united New York City in the last 10 years like that has? Nothing really. So
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, before I let you go, guys, here's a funny one for y'all during the break. Go to YouTube, Babylon Bee's channel, and Google "woke Jesus and the woman caught in adultery."
Wait,
hilarious.
Say that again.
You said woke Jesus and the woman caught in adultery.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah, the Babylon Bee. I have seen that.
Yeah. They released it about 2 days ago.
Yes, it's fun.
That's pretty good stuff right there.
The Babylon Bee never misses. They are crazy. The stuff they come up with.
I usually pull up some of their videos while I'm, to entertain myself while I'm doing my 5K on the treadmill.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you for the call this morning.
Y'all have a good weekend.
I'm glad you're staying in shape.
Thank you, sir.
I need to do the same. All right. We'll be right back.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255.
Early voting already started. Julia Letlow still refuses statewide television debates. Why is Letlow refusing to debate? Letlow fails to support the MAGA Trump agenda. Letlow supports DEI racial quotas. John Fleming opposes DEI quotas. Letlow voted to spend billions on the corrupt U.S. Foreign aid program, which funded abortions and sex reassignment. Fleming opposes such corrupt use of our tax dollars. Letlow supports the Green New Deal scam, carbon capture sequestration. John Fleming strongly opposes this scam. Letlow supports this Green New Deal scam while her fiancé is a big-time lobbyist for carbon sequestration. That's big money. Letlow failed to timely report hundreds of congressional stock trades. Fleming never traded stock while in Congress. Letlow has been reported to Justice Department for campaign finance violations. Fleming self-funds his campaign. Letlow refuses to debate. John Fleming, military veteran, Trump's former deputy chief of staff, strongly conservative. Principles before politics. Fleming, Senate.
I'm John Fleming, and I authorized and paid for this ad.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
This idea, are you proud to be an American? Extremely or very proud to be an American? Again, look at this divide, a growing divide on this question. Back in January of 2001, 90% of Republicans, 85% of Democrats. This was after a very contentious 2000 election, keep in mind, right? With George W. Bush coming into the White House. You come over to this side of the screen in 2026. Look at this. Again, the Democratic percentage absolutely plummets to just 29% of Democrats say they're extremely or very proud to be an American. That Republican percentage, the exact same, 90 and 90. The Democratic percentage, what is that? That's basically a third of the level that it was just 25 years ago.
I think you're right to point out this was a time when Democrats might have been feeling badly about the course of the country. Still, 85% said they were proud to be American. Something's changed.
There's something.
Wow. Okay, so that was on CNN the other day, and I played it because it kind of goes into what we've been talking about this morning. So if you didn't hear those numbers, right now, CNN is reporting, according to a recent polling, that only 29% of Democrats are extremely proud to be American compared to 90% of Republicans. Only 24% of Democrats want to celebrate America as a priority on July 4th, compared to 65% of Americans. Only 27% of Democrats will fly the American flag July 4th, compared to 64% of Republicans. I don't know what to make of that.
Well, I mean, I usually like to give the benefit of the doubt and play the middle of the road type thing. But you're at the point now where the Democrat Party, there's a significant wing of it that might actually be in power fairly soon, the majority. That's just plain socialist.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is the antithesis to
everything
a constitutional republic.
Absolutely, yeah. D.C., their mayor is going to be a socialist. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they had an election the other night. 2 candidates emerged. Socialists had more votes, and the other person decided to drop out. So,
but this isn't just you can't just blame Democrats for this.
Yeah.
This is also the other side too, allowing this corporatism that we've seen, and unfortunately, a lot of the people on the left or a lot of young people believe the way out of that is try something that's never worked before ever, which is socialism.
Yeah.
But that's what you see in these situations.
Yeah.
They see it as the wealthy getting extremely wealthy while they're struggling more in life, and they're going to turn to something else.
And rue the day. But all right,
that's my observation.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah. All right, good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning, Al. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
Hey, and I hate to do this because I know you already pivoted, and it's always awkward when someone calls in to bring you back to where you were before.
No, it's cool.
But I just would like to say something in response to the last caller, just asking about the Asian American situation or the Asian situation where family is honored, crime is down, all of those things, and how do we explain that as, in church context? I'd like to give it a shot really quickly, and I know this isn't a Bible program, but...
No, you're good, man. Go ahead. You're fine. You're good.
In Romans, the Apostle Paul says in the first 3 chapters, 2.5 chapters, he says that all people share one thing in common, in the fact that we stand under the judgment of God. And he gives 3 case studies. He says that the pagan, the one who doesn't even believe there is a God, says the moral person, he says even the person seeking to follow God by doing the right thing, by following the law, all stand condemned. And so how do we explain that some people live, to be honest, better lives than some professing Christians, right?
Mm-hmm.
The very creation cries out. This is what Paul says in Romans 1. Creation cries out that there is a God. This didn't happen by accident. And so deep inside, it's written on the heart of human beings that there's something bigger. There's a bigger story that we're to tap into, right, by the grace of God. And so that's how we explain these things. And it's odd that in Romans chapter 1, when he's talking about creation cries out, people suppress the truth that they see in creation and say there is no God. And he says, I don't know if it's the pinnacle, but here's the example he gives. He says that the homosexual lifestyle will run rampant, like that will be celebrated. And it's just crazy that we find ourselves where we are in our culture. And so I just wanted to give that. There is an explanation. Like that doesn't befuddle me as a believer in Christ. God has given common grace where he's written his law to some degree on our hearts. Creation testifies to his existence. We as human beings suppress it. So I can't just leave it there because we're all under condemnation. That's what Paul says. I can't leave it there because at the end of chapter 3, he says, man, but God, through his mercy, sent Jesus. Jesus is the way that we are made right. It's not through the law. It's not through morality. It's not through being a good person. It's strictly through Jesus Christ. And so I just wanted to give a rebuttal to that because we do have an explanation in the church. We are not confused by these things. We know why. Because God is gracious and given his creation to testify, morality to testify to his very existence. So that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you for the call. We appreciate it. I'm not really responding to our callers because we have so many coming in. I'm trying to give you all the chance to have your voice. So let's take another one. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Well, we'll continue our Bible study. Solomon was a smart man. If you read Ecclesiastes 8:11, and I'll let you read it, it tells you the answer right there. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you for that. And one more call is calling in. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Well, in my humble opinion, it all has to do with education. If you can read and write, you can probably think, and you can probably realize that there are right things to do and wrong things to do. But if you can't read and write and form your own opinions, then you're managed by other people's thoughts.
Okay.
Until recently, Louisiana was at the bottom of the heap of educated people. It appears that the tide has changed, and also in adjacent Mississippi. And I think the politicians are scared because they can no longer manipulate people who can think for themselves.
Yeah. I think we're seeing a lot of that in our own state right now. I mean, people are not buying into what they see or perceive as these little schemes or these platitudes or, people are just seeing right through it. Right through it. They're not voting for it. They're not supporting it. It's interesting.
By the way, my new moniker for the current governor, since he seems to be emulating Huey Long, is I'm referring to him as Lil Huey.
I've heard people call him Huey P. Landry. Yeah.
We'll catch you later.
All right. Thank you so much.
I would say there's a natural order for a lot of things. God created nature. He loves nature. And when man has its prideful fallen ways against that, you tend to see a breakdown.
Well, yeah, and that's something the Bible speaks of, that all of creation is kind of groaning under this weight of sin. And you see that kind of manifest its way in so many ways. Ecclesiastes 8:11, by the way, says that because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Meaning, there are no immediate consequences or punishment for doing wrong. People are emboldened to sin more. And there is no more poignant example of that. I don't know if poignant is the right word, maybe depraved example of that, than what's been going on in Great Britain and the United Kingdom with these rape gangs, which a report came out the other day, 250,000 girls.
And just on the short, because we are short here, I don't think a lot of Asian cultures put up with crime.
Right, that's true.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
They're pretty strict. They were cleaning up the stadiums.
Right.
For goodness sake.
Yeah,
Here in
exactly.
America.
But the point is the British authorities have failed to punish those people, and it's emboldened them. So anyway, we need to come back right after this.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Sedla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
A man's word should still mean something. Honesty matters. Character matters. So when John Fleming was hauled into court twice in 2 months for running untruthful ads filled with lies and twice forced to take down the lies, that tells you everything about who Fleming really is. Fleming's lies couldn't hold up before a judge, and his lies shouldn't hold up with you. Fleming hasn't just been lying in his ads. He's been lying to cover up his liberal record. Fact. In Congress, Fleming voted against Republican border security funding. Fact. Fleming gave your tax dollars to Barack Obama to protect sanctuary cities and block the deportation of illegals. Fact. Fleming lied about his job with President Trump. Lie after lie after lie. John Fleming is a fraud who cannot be trusted. Visit FlemingIsAfraud.com. Accountability Project paid for and is responsible for this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AccountabilityProject.la.
Hey, Louisiana. It's Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. This September, Keep Louisiana Beautiful will launch Love Our Waterways, a month-long statewide cleanup to help preserve the beauty of all our waterways, including our lakes, rivers, and bayous. Volunteer to clean up litter by boat or on land along the shore. Get on board at lovelawaterways.org. That's lovelawaterways.org. I'll see you there.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Cupid, reminding you to make that seatbelt click every seat, every time.
It's not a brand new dance, it's not a lot of trouble. Every time you drive, you gotta use a buckle. You gotta make it click or you'll be walking by yourself. Walking by yourself. Click it to Cupid, reminding you to click it. Every seat, every time. Brought to you by Louisiana Highway Safety Commission.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, that's it for this week. We are out of time, but thank you for all the calls this morning, and we'll do it again on Monday. Stay safe, and for those of you in Avoyelles Parish, stay dry, and we hope you recover soon.